Goodness gracious. Right. Hopefully this I get this heater blasting out here. Try to adjust the microphone so it's not too obnoxious. Let me check. Xavier Worthy, I'm down bad. What do you mean? Xavier Worthy, I'm down bad. What do you mean? Oh, it's gonna sound crazy for a second. Hold on. There we go. That heater is obnoxious, but see if I can adjust this microphone. To be honest with you, I'm just hitting buttons. I don't know what. Maybe I'll turn that off for a minute. Hopefully on this side of it. It is cold. We are in winter here in Tennessee. TJR, what's up, bro? they don't seem too bad. Oh, this is old school shop days. So explain what we're doing. We're taking this big old block of foam here and working on a big project. I feel like a little kid right now. Take it off because I can hear myself. We're gonna start carving some big fake trees. This is the smallest of the 5. This is 8 foot tall. The other ones are going to exceed about 20 feet. A couple days ago, got on live and had a change of plans, and then ran with that yesterday. Then had a change of plans, and so now I feel like we have a good direction. So spent about 2 days of wasted time or learning time. I don't say it was wasted because up until a few hours ago it changed again. So I genuinely feel like we're going to do a good direction, right? And so these are poles that are holding up a roller coaster and that we're going to cover to make it look like the track is coming out through the trees. This is at the main entrance here in Gatlinburg. And so we're a little bit behind. By a little bit, I mean a lot of it. And so when I hop on these lives, yeah, gives me a little boost. Somebody to talk to other than myself. But now the plan is, so these blocks, they're 8 foot tall, 4 foot wide, 3 to 3-ish foot thick. So I already went ahead and cut it down into a 3 foot by 3 foot block. And the center of the pole, the pole widths themselves are about 12 inches at the bottom. I'm going to kind of taper a little bit at the top. But what I did is I just, we're in really tight quarters now. So I'm not going to be able to move the camera a bunch. But I made a square up on the top of it. That's center. That's 1 foot diameter. And so we're going to take about 6 inches all the way around and then just start like feathering this down and giving it like a really cool root system. If we need to, we'll add some pieces back onto it. But we're going to cut all this down. We're going to use hot knives, some rasps, a couple other different tools to get there. And then we're going to add some bark onto it. So it'll have like a really cool contrast. There'll be some bark coming up and some tree coming up, and maybe I'll throw a bear coming out of the tree in there. But we really got to move some material quick tonight and make up for the last couple days. And so new plan is we're just going to cut everything out of the foam. And then once it's all said and done, everything's carved, and then I'm going to come back and just cut it in half and then dig out that centerpiece. So there'll be like a perfect match on each side. Should be able to glue them back together with some dowels and some expanding foam or some Gorilla Glue. It's the coolest thing about the foam. So I mean, you can really add pieces quickly and easily, and this will make it way more secure, a lot lighter, and it's not going to be like in an area that people are going to touch and climb and do all that stuff. So genuinely, it's just purely aesthetic. We'll run some reinforcements in there. We might put like some wood skewers or like I said, some dowels in there just to really, like, when we get it installed, hammer in some dowels on the seam of it, and really just hide that seam as much as we can. And then we can, coolest thing about this idea, I believe, is that, you know, we're not going to cut a straight line, so there's not going to be a straight line. I mean, we can literally just give it, it's gonna be wavy. There's no way we're going to cut it straight anyway. But when it's put together, it'll break it up enough that won't be able to see a seam there. And so, yeah, again, my name's Bob. I own Fat Bob's Wood Co. I've been hopping on YouTube a little bit more lately. Got a bunch of old videos out there, just chainsaw carving stuff. Lately, just been doing lives. So you're gonna hear me talk to myself a little bit, hang out. I got my tablet over here, so if you got any questions, I'll stop periodically. I'm gonna try to get the best angle that I possibly can. I might actually move this on top of the fridge and kind of face it down, because I'm gonna need to move this block around, and I'm not tall, so getting to the very top, I had to put my baker scaffolding all the way at the highest peak, and maybe I'll do that. Let me move the camera, because I never have everything fully set up when I hop on these. I think I can get like a little more of a downward view. Let's find out. Miss RG, what's happening? Get a little shaky in here. So this is when I built this building about 4 years ago. Back in here was like my original carving section. So when I say we're bringing it back old school, it's just spent the whole day cleaning this place out a little bit. I mean, it was a mess in here. Kind of became a catch-all. So bear with me just a second. I'm gonna adjust this tripod. And I'm gonna do a little more edited videos here soon. So we'll do like some I've noticed this microphone doesn't like to stay in as much. Let's see if we can kind of drop this down a little bit. Might be a little better. All right, I think we got something here. Microphone's on. Everything's happy. Good deal. All right, I need to go grab a tool. I'll be right back. For right now, enjoy my lives, because sometimes I'll leave for a while. But All right. To be honest with you, it never fails. I'm like, oh, let me get the camera set up. Let me do all this stuff. And then I forget like tools and like prep work. So welcome to the unedited world. So like I said, I got my centerpieces cut out or drawn out. I'm gonna take this hot knife, literally what it is, a hot knife, and we're just gonna just take sections off of it and slowly start to form this thing. So we're gonna move a lot of material. I'm gonna be throwing it behind me here, and yeah, so there's nothing to do it but to do it. Is the microphone still working? Check, check, check. Testing. Go. Oh. J1's a sheep shagger. Okay. Good thing I was a gymnast in my prior life. Let's get some good music going. Some water. I need to finish laying this out a little bit. Where's everybody from? we're not looking for. I think I'm gonna actually open my garage door. We'll just deal with the cold a little bit. I try another. I try the hot wire. It's a hot knife just to get this material rolling. This might work a little bit better. It's a hot wire instead of the hot knife. Pero solo then, no idea. I think it's good. I'll take it. Nope. The fine line on this thing. What's going to be the best way to do this? I think I might just grab the electric saw and just get to cutting. Just to get as close. I just don't want to inhale these fumes. Typically I do this outside, but no. Again, my PS4 planning. The battery and the electric saw is dead. Let's make this wire a little longer. forget to cut me again. I will say this thing's a little awkward to find that. This works for you. It's a little long, but we're gonna make it work. The thing is, we'll save these pieces. We'll reuse them. I'm going to throw my mask on. Well, up there, because all that smoke's going to the roof. My head's 6 inches from the roof. So, let's do a little bit of butter knife cutting. blocks came out of Maryland, actually. Big tractor trailer load of them. All right, let's see what this does. I left this outside. I had a bunch of dew all over it this morning. All right. Let's quit messing around. Did you? What was that? Concert? Pretty strong scent to begin with. Oh my God. Yeah. I'll do that. Yeah. I'm gonna do it. Just working away. Alrighty. Sounds good. Alrighty, sir. Yeah. Alright. I'm making some progress. This thing gets a little weird sometimes. All we're doing is I'm just cutting everything to my top width. And we'll move our way down. And we'll start moving some big chunks. That's where we're moving some big chunks. But I'm leaving that around 6 inches of material at the very, very top. And then we're going to work our way down. But I'll now, like, at the top here, They go pretty close all the way around. Ah. Now I got the fire department across the street. I'm gonna turn this heater off for a minute. The noise of that drives me insane. What's up, Timothy? What's up, Tony? We are working on a fake tree. We're starting off with like shallow cuts. This is a 8-foot tree. Yeah, I'm gonna shorten that wire. Just a hair on that. I'm gonna have a little bonfire across the street. It might have got a little big. And I'll just randomly introduce myself a couple times. My name is Bob. I own Fat Bob's Woodco in Sevierville, Tennessee. Right next to Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. You check out our links for a Facebook page, all that stuff. I think I finally got that set up the other day. There we go. This thing goes from like 0 to way too hot really quick. That's too hot, too hot. And essentially all this is literally what it's called. It's just a hot wire. And uses like a metal string, similar to like a guitar string. You can make these homemade. A lot of people do. This one's nice because you can adjust your wire lengths and everything like that. But a lot of people use like a they call them bow cutters, so you can take PVC and make like a I guess like a real wide U, 2 foot, 4 foot, 8 foot, whatever you want, and that would be perfect right now. This is great for 2 people, but not as great. Trying to control it one-handed. Ooh. You can see I'm kind of just twisting this thing. I'm letting it free fall and widening it and shortening it. And because all I'm using this for right now is just to try to make a square to a circle. So you don't want to go too hot with it. I don't know if it picked it up. See how it flamed up like that? If you go too hot, it'll blow it. We are making a big old fake tree, Benjamin. Using ethyl polystyrene. Or the name brand of the similar product would be styrofoam. So in your commercial carvings, like your Disneys and here for us, Dollywood, all that stuff is a styrofoam base or EPS base, and there's just different finishes that you put on top of it. So it seems wild. Typically, I'm a chainsaw carving company, so we specialize in wood. But in this particular project, we're using EPS. So we already got a bunch of bears over there. And these particular, this is one of 5 trees. This is the smallest of the tree at 8 foot. And they go all the way up to 20 plus feet. So we started with the easy one first, you know what I mean? Oh, you're welcome, dude. So it's not going to look super great in the beginning, because we're not looking for super dramatic. Ooh, a super dramatic taper. I need to order a bow cutter because this would go so much faster. And you see this little dial. But every time you change the length of the string, you gotta change the intensity. And funny enough, this is the cleanest part of the whole process. So we're just we're making a square into a circle. And then we're just gonna like flare this out. So I'm just doing this to take some of the bigger chunks away. Just give us like a rough form. And we got plenty of material to work with. So. Not too hot. And I'm waiting on my chainsaw to charge up a little bit. What are you making out of that foam? We're making out of a tree. Don't look anywhere close to that right now, but you got to start somewhere, right? Hi from Tatessa in Tennessee. Where are you at in Tennessee? We're in Sevierville, Tennessee. What's up, Jason? Faux tree being made. Yeah. Yeah, it's a cool process, right? This is the third attempt. The first couple times didn't really work out. And then I changed my mind on the whole process about 4 or 5 hours ago. So I'm working in a little tight spacing here. Cool thing about this stuff, as big as it is they're 4x8. This has been cut down, but they come. I bought 4x8. Think of like a piece of plywood, 4x8 plywood, about 3.5 foot thick. So they're these big blocks, and even at that size, they weigh I think 86 pounds. So I mean, they're being this big, they're easily movable. So that's the coolest part. If there was a tree, we wouldn't be moving that. I don't know if the tractor would be either. So wire. And so I'm just cutting pieces, right? We're just kind of letting it form itself. We'll see where it goes. From here, we'll do probably some chainsaw work. I think I'm gonna add a little bear in there. Maybe like some branches and stuff poking out, but I can always add that. That's the fun part about those versus wood, which you can too, but it's just so much easier with this stuff. So will you slice it in half to go around the pole? Yeah. So behind the camera and outside here, I built these boxes, right? That it was kind of like a U shape, and then it was two pieces. So it would go over the pole, and then this would lock in. And we were gluing all day, waiting on glue to dry. Started on it this morning, and I just wasn't happy with the way it was coming out. And I was sitting here thinking, I was like, man, what are we gonna? This is the smallest one, right? So I'm like, we getting these 20-foot trees. You know, you're talking about a lot of weight, and it's holding the track up. So we don't want to add a lot of resistance or a lot of extra weight, or like wind rating is what I was looking for. So I was like, man, if there's a way we can just kind of carve the foam, put it on without any, wood framing or anything like that, just be able to, excuse me, be able to cut it in half. And so I talked to one of my guys, and he's like, man, that sounds great. So why don't you just carve the whole tree, make it look like a tree, and then cut it in half. And so kind of the benefit to that is, we take this hot wire, we can hard coat it, do whatever thing we need to, add the bark, all this stuff, and we can kind of just like shimmy the hot wire through, so there's not just like one hard straight line. So it'll help hide everything, and then fitting it and putting everything on is gonna be so much better. Now we're gonna add some dowels and some glue, just to give it some a little more strength. That hard coat helps a lot, but we want to make sure it's decently strong too. I mean, this stuff it's weak by itself. I mean, you you can just punch it. You think it wasn't in karate, but it don't take much, So we use a 2-part hard coat. That's from a company in Wisconsin. These particular blocks, get a tractor trailer load of them, came from Maryland. So we have like a bunch of moving parts to come in too. So we've been fighting the cold weather a little bit, and we're a little bit behind on this project. By a little bit, I mean a lot. So what I need to do tonight, what we're going to work on tonight, is just getting like a shape in. Probably till I'm ready to eat some dinner, which ain't going to be too far away. And then we're going to let it gas itself off. Within the EPS, there are gases and stuff within the foam. So the more material can take off. And right now I can smell it a little bit. But as you take off more material, it's releasing gases. And so once those gases start releasing, we need to let that happen for, at minimum a day. And then, yeah. But it's kind of like, I don't want to say my least favorite part. But it's not my absolute favorite part. Like and you'll see here in a little bit, like I love, like, it's a horse brush, actually. But you can take that horse brush, you just kind of get in the flow, and yeah. So let's keep cutting on this a little bit. And because even that top there, And we're going to be transitioning. So it'll be a little bit by transition. I mean, there'll be a taper. So at the thinnest, it's going to be 2 foot at the top. And at the very widest, 3 foot. But I'm going to take these corner pieces. I don't like this one. Camera, yeah. So I'll actually kind of use that. We'll make those like roots coming out. So it can really just kind of gradually bring that up. You don't want like a big fat, so skinny at top. So there'll be some work. I'll be working on it all day tomorrow too. So during the day, I might throw a little live. I was trying to get on this thing all day, but like I said, we were waiting on glue, and I had to clean out this area because my office shed is too small. So. But this stuff is a mess. There's no way around it. And this is the least messiest part because we're cutting clean cuts. So but this thing likes to take off on me a little bit. So kind of start a little bit harder, then quickly drop the power down. Because if it go too hot, it'll snap this wire. What I've done before is there's a little power switch here, right? So I left it on, but I turned all the power. No, the wire snapped, and I forgot to turn it off, right? So get a new wire, put it in the one side. As soon as I touched it on the other side, it lit up on me, like burnt all the way across my hands. I'm like, you silly. You can see how I'm not really pulling down on it. I'm actually just using the weight of these handles and just kind of guiding it through. So, I mean, there is a little bit of an art to these things, but like I said, typically there's a bow cutter, which I'm going to invest in really soon. And we're just taking it from the top and just down and out. And if I was an inch taller. Making progress. Making progress. Really, what I'm just trying to focus on. I don't know. Oh, that's so good. A little hot there for a second. A little too hot. That's the thing with that, like that bow cutter. It's just like consistent tension on the line. With this, it is a little sporadic. A little greedy on that one. This year. It's not my favorite tool. But let's go see if my favorite tool is charged up. Good enough. The chainsaw will be able to make a lot smoother cuts. Oh man, it's been a long day. It's been a cold, cold day. That's why the title of the video is Timber. And this ain't gonna be loud. It's just an electric chainsaw. So I am gonna put on a little hockey in the background. Let's make some progress. Yeah, we're just gonna Tampa Bay Lightning hockey playing in the background, so on my headphones. Oh. And we're just shaving. No. Yeah, I'm just. What you making? I'm making a fake tree. The next question is, where do you get a piece of styrofoam from? That big of a piece. So this is actually cut down from the normal size. I ordered it from a company in Maryland. So a lot of times, like you'll use it for construction, I use it for docks. I use it for carving. Definitely got a multi-purpose to it. And so they come 4 foot by 8 foot by 3.5 foot thick. And all I'm working on, I mean, this was a square block, right? So I'm just working on rounding it up. This is going to be the thinnest on top. Sorry, I'm looking at my tablet, reading your questions. And then we're going to flow it out. So just trying to take as much material off right now. I'm using my electric chainsaw with an old ball roll in it. And just kind of smoothing stuff out. So then from here, I might take a grinder, which we'll probably do tomorrow, and some hand tools and stuff. And we'll start really like shaping and giving this tree a lot of character. So I might add a little bear, like make a little knot in the tree with the bear poking out. And but right now we're just working on just kind of thinning everything out, rounding everything out. See what I'm cutting. I'm never really cutting straight down. It's the same when I'm doing wood. Kind of cutting down and out or down and around. We don't want any hard lines. It's a little bulky. Yeah. We're getting there. We're getting there. So I mean, eventually, and I'll kind of show you. We'll start giving it. Some convolutions, and we'll run that all the way down, all the way up. So that's the fun part. I guess it's all fun. I really want it more tapered. it in like a maybe the most gratifying video. But what we'll do is we'll take these lives and I'll kind of edit them together. Come on, bolts. I got a hockey playing in the background too. So, how heavy is a piece of styrofoam about? Not heavy at all. Not heavy at all. So, the whole block. I don't know if you're on here earlier, but the whole block is a 4x8 sheet by 3-ish foot thick, and that whole block weighs, I think, 87 pounds. So this one I cut down to a 3x3 square, and so that's what we've been working on. A 3x3 square, and the top of the tree will be about 2 foot wide and down to 3 foot. So it'll be just a gradual sweeping motion. And we're gonna add some pieces, gonna make the roots stick out. So I might add a little knot, a little bear poking in there, and maybe a little bear butt poking out. So this one right now, I mean, you're probably, I don't know if I had to guess, 60 pounds, 70 pounds. Yeah, they're not bad. They're awkward, right? It's big, so. But definitely not like a normal tree. But we're gonna make this thing as realistic as we possibly can. We're gonna use expanding foam, like in the guns. We'll do that. We'll do a layer of that, and we'll give it kind of a barky texture on some of it. I think I got a piece. Yeah. So this is just normal like expanding foam. So I was just testing out different like widths, and if I held it a little longer, a little shorter, spritz it with a little water. So from here, what I would do is I come back in and actually sand this, because bark isn't like super bubbly. So we just give it a nice cool texture. So if you can imagine this with some bare tree on it, bark coming down, obviously be painted and then hard coated. That's kind of the idea there. So, and this is going around the support pole for a roller coaster in town. So we got 5 of them to do. This is the smallest of the 5. This is about 8 foot tall, and they get up to about 20-ish feet at the largest one. So that one's gonna be fun. So we'll see. But we're just we're way behind on this project, but we can make progress pretty quickly. Come on, bolts. I'm a Tampa Bay Lightning fan, hockey. I'm playing the Penguins right now. We're on a power play. We're down 1-0. So we'll just keep working on forming it. Sorry, there's a. Every time I turn around, they're doing some crazy stuff. And this is my bigger bar. But my Milwaukee saws at the house. Yeah, we're getting a taper. We're getting a little taper. Definitely my bigger bar. charged in. It wasn't charged all the way. As you see, this thing is makes a mess. Makes a mess. That's fun. What I have to be conscious of, because I carve with my mouth up, and then I always like get some of the styrofoam in there. Pasquale V. Feed you too, Beth. But you can see, like, we're getting it round. Yeah. Oh. So I'm gonna put my tablet up here so I can look at you guys while I'm reading stuff. So you can kind of see we're getting that. It kind of looks like it's got a little bit of a lean to it, but it's getting there. And that's all it is. I mean, with any kind of carving, whether styrofoam or wood, it's just little pieces at a time. Little pieces at a time. I do wish I did have my bigger bar though, because we could come in here and move some material. Let's see if I can find my other tool. Hold on. I don't know where my brush went to. Anyway. Yeah. Well, I guess at this point, what I was looking for was my horse. It's a horse brush, and like an actual horse brush. And we use that for shaping. Just moved a bunch of stuff around today, trying to make an area that we could work in here. So I don't know where I put it. So unfortunately, I think we're at a stopping point for the night. So I'll hop on tomorrow. I'll probably do like a whole day stream tomorrow. And I can see some like on this side over here, we need to round that out over here. And then on the bottom side here, round this out a little bit more on this side. Then we'll just follow that all the way around. You know, I don't want it rocky or choppy, but we don't want it like super duper smooth. Like I want to give it some cool character. So like I said, we're gonna add the bark to it, which would be kind of like that. I did get like a better spray gun, so we should be able to get a little more consistent pattern there. Yeah, I'm getting distracted by hockey, so we'll call it a night tonight. So, and then I don't know how long it's been, an hour or so ish. We've taken a square piece and made it somewhat round. So, although it doesn't look super, like we've made a lot of progress, um, we have. So, we'll get back on it tomorrow. It'll kind of like really everything will start coming together. Yeah. But hey, again, my name is Bob. I own Fat Bob's Wood Co. in Sevierville, Tennessee. It's a beautiful East Tennessee, next to Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg in the Great Smoky Mountains. So my company's Fat Bob's Wood Co. You can check out our Facebook page, Fat Bob's Wood Co. I think there's links, hopefully. I think I fixed that the other day. And yeah. So I'll end up taking like these live videos and cutting and copying and just making like shorter versions. But instead of just me sitting here videoing me doing what I'm doing, I figure I'd get up on live and kind of explain some things. And yeah. So we're going to let this off gas a little bit tonight. As you can see, we got to take out this part here. And yeah, we made it snow. And they're calling for snow tomorrow. So let's have a good night. I love you guys. Hey, channel's growing. I haven't been on in a while, so getting a little more consistent. Not so much in the edited side of videos, but I'm working on getting a camera. I just don't know which one I want to get yet. But yeah, in the meantime, we'll just keep doing these lives. And I'll take that video to make other videos. That's somebody's pulling in. So thank you guys for joining me on this journey of changing the world one piece at a time. No, it's not the most exciting thing. Square piece, round piece. But tomorrow we'll add some character. We'll add some carvings. We're gonna add some branches. Possibly add some bark, and maybe, if everything goes smooth, coat a primer. So big progression tomorrow is what we're shooting for between tomorrow and Saturday. So I love you guys. Thank you, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh. Well, I guess I'll show you around a little bit while I got you here. So you can see these are the bigger chunks we've taken off. And then these are the pieces that we've been taking off. So I'm going to batter all this up tomorrow. Yeah, you can see how it kind of dips in here. I'm going to bring that up. I'm going to cut this out a little bit more here. And do that. So styrofoam is not typically our thing, but it is lately. And here's some of our actual carvings. So these are made. This one's made out of poplar. I finished them last week. This chunky little. It's got like a mama bear vibe to me. This guy made out of pine. This one, I got all the lights off, but we do have a couple spotlights on. So there's our little gallery. Connected to the best barbecue in town, Bustin' Butts Barbecue. And yeah, typically all this is full out here. We got some more pieces out by the road. And it's starting to rain. So this is good timing. I'm going to grab a cheeseburger. And I'll see you guys soon. I love you guys. Thank you. God bless.